Hello, everyone, and welcome to Radiant Love's Love Talk. My name is Angel D. Thomas, and I am the founder and CEO of Radiant Love, which was established in 2017. Radiant Love exemplifies the power of boldness, beauty, and self-confidence. I want to encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves. Y'all be bold, y'all be beautiful, y'all be you. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and in May of 2015, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy. She is an extremely strong woman, and her story encouraged me to create the 23 Days of Love Talk Challenge for the month of October in efforts to raise money for the Knitted Knockers Foundation. My goal is to raise $600, and because of you all, I am more than halfway there. So I'm asking my supporters to support me in this cause by donating $23 to Radiant Love, which will be donated to the Knitted Knockers Foundation. And knitted knockers are a handmade breast prosthesis for anyone that has undergone a mastectomy or any type of breast procedure. I'm asking y'all to help me finish strong. Tune in for the rest of October and donate $23 to Radiant Love Talk. So joining us tonight on Love Talk is Chelsie Drotter, who is a shoe designer. Let's add her on now.
Hey.
Hey, Chels, how are you?
I am good. Ready to talk.
Yes,
Tell y'all my story.
And I am so excited, Chelsie. First off, I just want to tell you, you are doing big things. You moved to New York, and I just look forward to seeing your posts. One, I love New York. Two, I love you. And you are in your elements. I just want to tell you, you are doing an awesome job, and I am super duper proud of you. Proud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
You are so welcome. So, y'all, this is Chelsie Drotter, who is a shoe designer. And I'm just going to tell y'all a little bit about her. So Chelsie graduated from LSU in December of 2015, where she studied fashion merchandising. A month later, she moved to Dallas in search of a new environment and new opportunities. While there, she started playing with the idea of designing shoes. She then took a shoe design course in New York and decided that New York was where she wanted her talents to grow, and the network opportunities there would better suit her as a designer. A month and a half later, Chelsie packed up her apartment in Dallas and moved to Harlem. Yes, Chelsie, I am just so proud of you. That in itself is big, because it's not easy to just get up and move. So yeah, I'm just super proud of you, and we're gonna talk more about that. So, like we said, you while at LSU, you studied fashion merchandising. And after graduation, you moved to Dallas, and that's where you developed the idea of designing shoes. So how has fashion merchandising at LSU helped you in your career today?
Well, I studied fashion merchandising, and for me, it just gave me like the background of fashion in itself. Like, so to be a designer now, I'm like, okay, now I know how to do visuals or marketing, or just different things that just go along with the whole process of the behind the scenes work of of fashion. So I'm not gonna lie, my path did not start off like this though. Like, like I went to LSU for psychology. I wanted to be Oprah. Like, like I knew I was gonna have this talk show, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be Oprah, and I'm gonna be able to not only give you like guidance or help or advice or whatever, but I'm also able to like prescribe you medicine too. Like, so I just know I was gonna be this doctor girl. Like, I don't know. And then like everything just started taking a left, and I'm like, okay, wait, I don't know what's going on. So I just like for a semester, I took business courses, and I prayed, and I tried to figure out, okay, what it is that you want to do. Like, so fashion was something I was always interested in. Like, I just always loved to repurpose clothes. I know you remember when we was at car, and I used to sew them Playboy bunnies on my collar.
Yes.
Girl, I think about that all the time. But I'm like, the fact that I even used to do that, I'm like, I know I was bored, but I really like the Playboy bunny too. But I'm like, let me sew this on my shirt. Like, So, I don't know. So with the fashion, I was like, okay, there are a lot of people in my ear that's like, oh, what, you going to school for fashion? Like, that's not lucrative. Like, how you going to make that work? And I'm like, oh, well, you wear clothes every day. You wear shoes every day. So, like, somebody have to make it, or somebody have to be there to, put it in stores, or, get it manufactured, or talk to these buyers. Or, it's a process to this. So for me, I think it helped me, I don't know, and then to be around like-minded people too, like, because the program was so small at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
it
oh wait, I'm
helped.
sorry.
Go ahead, I'm
And
finished.
I like what you said about you didn't know that this was what you wanted to do because you started off with psychology, and that's big in itself because a lot of time we think that okay, this is what I'm gonna do in life. I'm gonna do this and this, but we do one thing and it leads to something else. And the fact
Hmm.
that you jumped on a train and went with what was what life was taking you is amazing because look where you are now. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
that says a lot in itself. And you got the idea of designing shoes when you moved to Dallas. And I've always heard of people designing clothes, and I haven't really heard of people designing shoes. So who or what inspired you to begin designing shoes?
Well, since I was like young, I just always remembered like my mama, she used to sell insurance, right? So she had like her own little insurance company, and every time she'll walk into her office, like everybody be like, "Oh, hey, Miss Tanya, like, hi, how you doing, Miss Price? Like, good morning," like, So to hear her shoes, which is it's so weird to associate this with that, but like just to hear her shoes coming down the hallway, I just was like, oh yeah, that's the sound of that's what a bus sounds like. Okay, like I just associated the clickety clacks with being a boss, like and all my life I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a boss, like So I thought it was just cool, and I like clothes, but to dress a woman up from the feet on up is like liberating, in my opinion. Like in college, I worked at like Foot Action where I learned about like running shoes and athletic shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I learned all the Jordans, and I was like, I would have never guessed that I would have known all the Jordans. Like, like it just wasn't, I don't know. So I learned that, and then I moved on to Aldo, like, so to deal with dress shoes, and these women that's coming in the store, they're like, oh well, I'm going out tonight and I need a shoe to wear, like so I put them in these shoes, and I'm like, wow, you went from like stressed out to like, damn, look at me, like so I'm like, I like that. And yeah, so when I went to Dallas, I started playing around with actually making some, and I'm just literally taking shoes and recreating them, like just adding my own little touch or whatever. So I made like a
Mm-hmm.
couple slides, and I remember I made like a few pairs of heels, but I was in Dallas. I don't know. Dallas was more of a changing environment for me, and I wanted to be closer to the other family because I have an aunt that lives there. So
Mm-hmm.
um I don't know. I was still like lost on. I just graduated a month ago. I randomly decided to just, okay, let me pack my stuff up and move to Dallas. So I did that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was lost for a really long time. Like, so um honestly, I feel like I'm just now getting out of that being lost. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, because I'm sticking to the plan that I really want, and not like just, looking at my peers that's like, oh, I'm working this job and I'm making all this money, I got all these benefits, and like, I'm like, that's not my life. And I couldn't picture my life being like that. And it kind of sucked, but I'm like, well, I'm just happy that I am who I am. And like, I'm gonna try to make it work regardless. So,
You have to. You have to. And your personality is for New York because especially when you
yeah.
say go and get the new opportunities or the networking, you really, really know how to network and connect with people. And we're
Right.
gonna get to that a little later because I'm really excited. I'm just so excited about this whole interview just to know more about you and your experiences at New York. So before then, you in Dallas when you started getting the idea of designing shoes, you decided to take a shoe designing course in New York City. And when you got the idea, you didn't let the grass grow under your feet and you decided to take the course. So what motivated you to quickly jump into action and take a shoe designing course in New York?
Okay, so I had lived in Dallas for a year. Well, it was like almost just shy of a year, like and I ended up coming home. I like wrecked my car. It was just crazy, like how everything just played out because I was happy in Dallas. It was like I came
Mm-hmm.
home for Christmas, and now I can't go back. I don't know. So I went back to Baton Rouge, and I'm like, I got my job back at this restaurant, and I'm like working there. I felt like my life was just going nowhere fast. Like, I'm like, wow, you are bartending. Like, come on, like, what else? Like, what you gonna do next? Like, So I planned on going back to Dallas multiple times. I was like, all right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna save up. I'm gonna buy me another car. I'm gonna give me a place to stay, like, in the meantime, and um, I'm gonna go back to Dallas. And then I was just like, okay, why move back to Dallas if you could go to a place like New York? Like, like, so I had started doing research, and I'm researching, I'm researching. I'm like, all right, let me see if I can find any like footwear design courses that I could take that's not like me actually being enrolled into this school, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to, physically move. I don't know. I just kind of just wanted to take like a little course that was going to teach me something so I could like have some type of background knowledge on the shoes that I'm making, or how shoes are supposed to fit a foot, or because
Mm-hmm.
um like with shoes, it's certain things that you wouldn't pay attention to, but like there's an arch in the shoe, and if your foot is not touching like the sole of that shoe, like it's not a good shoe, it's not good quality, like so I want my shoes to have quality. I'm like, okay, I need to learn this. So um doing research, I found this school. It's like stationed in Milan, Italy,
Oh, wow.
and they do like courses in New York, LA, and Boston. So I was like, all right. I found it in like January of 2017, and I saved up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy me a car, like because I saved up like 5-6 grand. So I'm like, I'm gonna just buy me a car. So I went to go get a car, and it just was not working out. It was like, oh, your credit, like you don't have enough credit. You need a bigger purchase, or I can't prove my income because I'm working at a restaurant, like um, so what was I doing? I'm sorry, my roommate just came home. Hi. So I'm sorry, I really lost my train of thought.
Oh no, it's okay. When I
Oh,
took.
so yeah, so I was deciding if I should get this car, and it was like this last time I went. Like, girl, I had went there like 5 different times to try to get a car at different places. So it was this last time I went, and I was like, well, God, if it's not meant for me to get this car, like, don't let me get the car. But if it's meant for me to go to this class and like put down on this class, like, please just like make me feel okay with the decision that you have for me. So I went there, no car. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna just put down on this class. So I did that, and that class like cost. It was expensive, like for like a week class, but I learned a lot in the class. I don't know. It was just a crazy experience, to be honest, because I'm in a class full of like product developers, and they went to school for shoe design, and so I don't know. It was like overwhelming, but everybody was in there. They was like, "Oh, girl, you like I love the shoes that you make. Like, I don't know why you don't feel like you belong in here. Like you do." And I'm like, "Yes, like thank you."
Yes, and now.
So it like gave me that motivation, like.
Yes. And now, after this, after love talk, I'm gonna go try on all my shoes and see if my foot touched the art.
You need to
I'm
know,
gonna try
okay?
all my shoes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I also, speaking of that, when the people told you that, wow, you're so good, you belong here. I just want to give you a piece of advice that was given to me when I went to the Ellen show. One of my love talk guests told me, Angel, when you go to this show, go there like you belong there. Don't wait for someone or something to validate your greatness, because you are already great
Right.
now. So I want to tell that to you. Whatever you go through or whatever you do with your shoe designing, don't wait for someone or something to validate you, because you are already a great shoe designer now. So I'm
Thank
passing that
you.
that information to you. So you are already great now, Chelsie. And like we said, you did pack. I mean, you decided that you were going to move to New York because there were as a designer, you can get better opportunities, and there were better networking opportunities out there. And let's just say, moving is not easy. It can be scary. And I actually up and moved from New Orleans almost 4 years ago to Houston because I
Mhm.
just wanted a new environment. And I
Right.
told my husband, I was like, once our lease is up, let's move somewhere. So we decided that we're gonna move to Houston, and that is not easy because we move from family. It's just something new. You don't know what to expect, and a
Right.
lot of times people want to move, but they're scared. So for you, how did you gain the confidence and the courage to leave your comfort zone and make a better life for yourself?
Um, I think that I was sitting after I left the class, like, well, before I even took this class, like, girl, I lost my job. I lost my man. Like, I was just losing it. Like, like everything was just going into, I'm like, I got a month left in this lease. I don't know what to do after this. Like, I am going crazy. I just came back from this class and it's like, okay, yeah, you took the class. Like, what's next? Like, um, so after the class, like I came back home and I wanted to stay in New York, girl. I'm not even gonna lie. I was gonna miss my flight. I'm like on the phone with my sister the day of my flight. I hadn't even checked into the flight. And it's like 2 hours before I had to be at the airport. And I'm like talking on the phone with my sister. I'm like, girl, yeah, I think I'm gonna just miss the flight. Like, y'all could just pack up my stuff and like send it to me. I don't even care. I don't want the clothes. I don't want none of it. Like, you can have it. So my sister was like, no, you gotta take care of your responsibilities. Like, come home, like do what you gotta do, and then maybe you could go back. And I was like, all right. So I came home and I sat inside and I did not know what to do with myself. I was like, okay, I'm going crazy in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like shoes that was just sitting in my closet, and I have a bag full of like trims and stuff. So I just sat at home and I was like, all right, just make a shoe. Like, just keep making your shoes, like stay motivated, listen to listen to like any motivational things you need to listen to get yourself to be okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
pray when you have to, like just do what you gotta do. Like, just stay prayed up, stay like,
Yes.
keep going. Because if you give up, like that's gonna be it.
Yes.
So I talked to my mama and she was like, I was like, yeah, ma, I really want to move to New York. You know, I think that'll be good for me. While I was in New York for the class, like I had started interviewing at different places. I was like, let me just sign up and see if like, if they'll even take me. So I was like interviewing, I'm like landing jobs and I'm like, okay, wait, I can't start like tomorrow because I'm leaving. But like, if you keep this job around for me, like I'm gonna be back, like I promise. So it ended up taking me a little bit longer because I wanted to move in like the middle of August, but I moved at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of September, like, so it wasn't like that bad off. But I talked to my mama. She was like, well, Chelsie, just try to get everything together and I'll help you as much as I can. So I just had a lot of support behind me. Charlie, one of his line brothers, uh, found me an apartment,
Yes.
and the girls like FaceTime me and they were freaking great. So I'm like, all right, I know I have a place to stay. Now it's like a job. I didn't have a job. So I'm like emailing people. I'm doing all the stuff that I could do to try to see what, like, where I can go. I'm using all the contacts that I had from when I visited, like, so um, while I was on my way here, it was like Fashion Week. So they had like a lot of freelance things going on. So I started doing
Mm-hmm.
like, I did freelance work when I first moved, like, so, and that was fun because you get to work with different, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
companies and do different things. So it was awesome. But for me, I just think that I knew I wanted something bigger for myself, and I
Mm-hmm.
knew like I wasn't as motivated as I could have been if had I been like in an environment that would have stimulated my brain to,
Mm-hmm.
to do what I'm on this earth to do. So yeah.
And I like what you said about you had a support system, because I was just talking to my mother-in-law about support system. Having a support system is amazing. We don't
Yeah.
realize, well, we do realize. I realize that a support system literally helps you through the hard times. And just having those people to just go to and talk to and saying, I have your back. Whatever you want to do, I'm supporting you. That pushes me, speaking personally, to know that, okay, I can do this, because a
Right.
lot of times it gets hard, like, okay, how I'm going to do this. But knowing I have that support system, it pushes me and helps me and encourages me to just keep going. And
Yeah.
a lot, like I said, a lot of people want to move, but they may be scared. So what is some advice that you can offer to someone that is considering relocating but may be afraid?
I would just say go for it. Like, I met a lot of people who just picked up and moved, and I think I gravitate towards those type of people because that's the type of person that I am. So, I met a lot of people that was like, oh, well, I wanted to save up this amount of money, and then I was gonna set a date, but then I didn't have that amount of money by the time that date came. So like, I pushed the date back. And it's like, well, damn, when are you gonna start pushing the date back? Like, when is it gonna be enough? It's never gonna be enough. So I would just say just do it. But I will also say like do your research. Like, don't just go in here first like, oh yeah, I really want to move to this place and you end up realizing that it's not even a place for you, like Dallas in my instance. Like, like I love Dallas, but I still do. I still go visit. I feel like whenever I'm ready to like settle down, um, I would go back to Dallas. Like I would love to be back in the South, but um, I don't know. I would just say just go for it because
Go
it's
for it.
definitely essential to just, especially
Yes.
if you know that this is going to be something that's going to, better your life, even if it's not financially, it could be mentally bettering you, like, or getting you to a place where you are more faithful to God, like, because at one point it's gonna come a time where, the only person that you have is God. So it's like, girl, stay
Yes.
prayed up and you just watch things happen. It's like,
Go
all
for it.
right,
I
yeah.
100% agree. And you said something about the South. So we are from the South, and New York is totally different from the South. A lot of people say that New Yorkers are rude, and being that we have Southern hospitality, we speak to everybody, and we're just so welcoming. And I know it's a big, big adjustment being in New York. So how has the adjustment been since moving to New York?
Girl, it took me so long to get acclimated, okay? Like it took me a hot like 6 months. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, I moved in September, so around October 1st, it was like 40 degrees or 50 degrees or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have no coats. Like the coats I do have are like paper thin. What's going on? So, like with the weather, the public transportation, I lived for the public transportation in the beginning. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I loved walking. I loved being able to be like, okay, if I want to go to the store right there. Like if I want to go to the bodega, I can go do that too. Like, if I need a juice, I can go get the juice. So, um, that eventually came to a halt, okay? And I was like, oh my God, I am just so tired of walking places. I'm so tired of walking places. And everything's so expensive. So I'm like, if
Mm-hmm.
I have a Metro card, like you buy like weekly or monthly Metro cards. So I'm like, if I have a Metro card, I'm not taking a car nowhere. Like I'm not about to get in nobody Uber, no none of that because, I'm trying to save as much as I could. Like just be mindful of what I'm spending my money on.
Mm-hmm.
But I met a lot of great people. I would say that it is rude. Like, you're gonna meet your rude people. We have a lot of people out here that's just aggressive for no reason. But honestly, I just fight the good outweigh the bad
Mm-hmm.
because you meet so many different people that's just it's just diverse and especially coming from down south west, like we got black people, we have white people, and then it's just like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just so different here. So I'm like, I like it. I feel like I belong. Like,
Uh-huh.
I felt like I wasn't New Orleans enough to be in New Orleans. I felt like I was too New Orleans to be in Baton Rouge. I feel like I wasn't New Orleans or Baton Rouge to be in Dallas. So I'm like, oh my God, like where do I fit in this world? And I came here and it was just like everybody just accepts you for who you are, and it's like a judgment free zone in some cases, like so I
Yes.
think it has done me good because I feel like I'm way more open minded, and
Mm-hmm.
so
And there's so many opportunities in New York,
it's
so
a
many,
lot of
and
opportunities. Yeah.
I can't wait to come visit New York. I've been one time, but I can't wait to visit. And now I just want to talk to you about talk with you about you as a shoe designer. And I always seen you post your shoes, and they are so cute. And I can't
Thank
wait for you
you.
to start taking orders because I definitely am going to place an order and support you. So, what type of shoes do you design?
All right, I make like women's shoes. As far it goes from like sandals to heels to boots, like booties, and whatever. So I made a kids pair of shoes too before, but I stick with like girls and women's, of course. My shoes come with like a lot of stones and furs and embellishments. They just Oh, but yeah, so they're just like extra. So for me, I'm just like, I want to leave my footprint in the sun. Like, I want to be remembered. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my shoes is how I'm trying to get that idea across, basically. So when I do
Mm-hmm.
make them, I name them after like my friends or different like characters or things that I like. So that's how they're being named. I'm not selling them right now, but if you wanted a pair, I can make them. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just battling myself with the quality, and I just want it done right. So I don't want to just throw
Yes.
something out there just to throw it out there. Like, even though a lot of people, they like, oh, just do it. And I'm like, I want it done right, y'all. Like, that's why I admire you so much, because I'm like, you're not stopping on one platform. You're not like, okay, well, oh, Facebook's not working for me, so let me try this. You didn't stop. So I admire that.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, just do what you got to
Thank.
do. But I'm
Yes.
trying. It's just, I just want my name
No.
to be associated with good work. Like,
Yes, and you have to. Speaking of that, you just have to keep going because it gets. I'll be 100% honest. It gets very discouraging when
hmm
you have your mind set on it working one way, but it doesn't. Like, okay,
Right.
I wanted Love Talk to be on Facebook because I feel like I can reach more people, but
hmm
Facebook isn't working. The sound isn't working, and it gets discouraging because I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? But I know that I have to keep pushing because
Right.
if I stop, then nothing happens when you stop. So just
Nothing
keep
happens.
pushing.
Right.
Yes, just keep
And you
pushing.
giving me a platform to tell my story. So,
Yes, yes. And we're gonna do this again because you are gonna blow up with your shoes, and I'm gonna have my show, and we are gonna have a sit down conversation. I am so excited.
yes.
Can't wait for that. So when it comes to your shoes, how does designing your own shoes give you the freedom to express yourself?
So, so, I feel like hmm, I feel like I'm able to just put all my extraness into this one little design. Because I'm an extra person. I'm super extra. Everybody, like, I get a lot of looks sometimes, and I'm like what? Like, so I feel like it helps me to take that, that bottled up extraness and put it into something that's like, oh wow, this is what you came out with. Like, yes, this is how I was feeling today. Like, let me turn this plain outfit into something so bomb. Like,
Yes.
so yeah, I like the fact um that I don't know, that I can just embellish the world through feet. Like, I just want to make feet happy. Every
Yes.
woman loves shoes too, so it's like,
Everybody loves shoes. I love shoes. And shoes literally make an outfit for men
it
and women.
does,
It
and
makes
it
outfits.
does.
It really does. So where do you see shoe designing taking you?
Well, I can see myself being like a Christian Louboutin or like a Sophia Webster. Like, I can definitely see that. But I'm just like, I feel like for me, it's way bigger than the shoes. Like, it's me getting my point across as far as like telling my story through the shoes, and, you know, um, just touching lives on just following your dreams pretty much. Like, so for me, I think that the shoes got me to New York, but I don't think that it's the reason why I'm here. Like, you feel that?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out why I'm here, because I'm still here. Like, I'm like, it's been over a year at this point. I'm like, okay, God, what you got for me? Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, I know I want to do shoes, but what you want me to do? Like, so
Yes. Yeah, I
yeah.
100% agree with you. Girl, I got chill bumps just listening to you, Chelsea. I do for real. Now, Chelsea, New York is a very big place, and there's a lot of opportunities, like we said. And you actually had the honor of going to your very first movie premiere, which was Black and Blue. And at the beginning of the year, there was a movie premiere right outside of your work, outside of your job where you were working, and you were looking out the window, and you was like, "OMG, one day I'm gonna be going to one of those." And you literally manifested you going to this movie premiere. And you met some amazing people, one person being your idol, who was Megan Good. You took a picture
hmm
with her. And I actually saw a video that I guess the production put together, and it showed everybody. And in that video was you dancing, Chelsea, you just being yourself. Because you,
Yes.
Chelsea, you are just this light. Like you were, I think I saw a video, you were in the subway dancing and singing. I'm like, that is Chelsea. That has always been Chelsea. So when I saw you in that video, I was like, man, look at Chelsea in her element. You was really in your element. So what was the experience like at the premiere of the Black and Blue?
That was an amazing experience. Like that was something I've never like would have guessed I would have experienced before in my life. Like, but when I went there, just like you said earlier, how don't look for the validation, like, just walk into a room like you belong. I felt like I don't know if I felt like I belong or I didn't consciously feel like, okay, I'm about to walk in here and act like I belong. I literally just felt it. Like, it felt like, oh, this is the type of environment you're supposed to be in. Like, like something was just telling, girl, I like flourished up in there, okay? Like I never had a dull moment throughout the night. And I went to an after party and I went to an after party, like, and like at this point, I don't know none of these people, like, like not one person in here. So I'm like, okay, I'm here, but I never had a moment where I was like off to the corner by myself. Like, I think the only alone time I had was me going to the bathroom, but everybody was like, oh, who are you? What do you do? Like, oh, take my card. Like, um, do you know this person? Like, let me introduce you. So I'm like, wow. So I don't know, it was awesome. I got to meet like Nessa Williams, and she is like I've been watching Black Lightning a lot lately. So just to meet her, I'm like, wow, like these are actors and actresses that was like probably in my shoes one time, and look at them now, and I'm girl, like I don't know, I just felt like I was in a room full of I don't know, I just belonged in the crowd.
You did.
It felt like that. You remember I posted like you ever been in a room full of million and billionaires? But I'm like, okay, I've had moments where I didn't been in a room with million and billionaires. Like, and I'm pretty sure everybody has, and you probably just haven't even realized because these people look normal. Like they're just normal people. So to be in that room and actually feel like you actually fit in with them, like it was just crazy. It was
Yes.
crazy. I was like, I
Chelsie,
feel like I'm one of y'all. Like, I don't feel like an outsider or, and I wasn't even like dressed how I was supposed to be dressed. Like, it's a red carpet type of event. Like, and I'm like, girl, you got on a jumpsuit, but I felt comfortable. I was good. I had my stuff zipped, and Megan Good was like, girl, show a little cleavage. And I'm like, girl, you a whole preacher's wife. Like, what's good? Like,
no, Chelsie,
girl,
you were
okay.
so cute. Yes, you. Oh my, you really like just looking at that video, and I'm gonna post that video on my page. I meant to, but I forgot. But I'm gonna post it. You literally just were in your element.
In my element.
Everybody don't know you, but I know you, Chelsie. Chelsie, you were in your element. I'm telling you. And a lot of times I like to, well, all the time I like to surround myself around positive people. And I really like to be around people who are doing better than me so that because that pushes me and inspires me to do better. And like you said, being in a room full of million and billionaires, that is an amazing experience. And a lot of times we don't realize it because they are normal people. But
Yeah.
how did being surrounded by greatness at the premiere of Black and Blue impact you?
It was like a glimpse of what my life could potentially be at, like, So I'm like, okay, this could literally be you, like, so just work hard, do what you have to do. Like it motivated me to want to go even harder out here, like, So I used all my contacts. I'm like, y'all, like, thank you so much for, giving me a business card. Like, I would love to set up something so we could talk about getting my shoes manufactured or something crazy. So, I feel like it just gave me a lot more, like way more drive. And now I'm able to have stories to be able to go back and tell my friends so I can motivate them to go do their thing. Because I have a friend that's trying to be an actress right now, like, so I'm like, for me to be inside of this movie and like every time a name would pop, how when the movies first start, like the names pop up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So when that person name came up on the screen, like everybody who was around them, they was like cheering for them, and I'm like, oh my god, I was like getting chills. I'm like, one day that's gonna be my friend, and now I get to go back and tell her like how it was, like So, it was my first, but hopefully it won't be my last. Like I'm hoping that I get to go, you know,
Yes.
do a lot of great things.
I literally have just chill bumps listening to this. I tell you no lie because it's just so impactful. Just listening to your story is having a big impact on me because, oh my goodness, you were surrounded literally by greatness. And you were one of the greats in there. Don't think you weren't one of the greats in there because you were. And oh my goodness, Chelsie, please do not stop. Just keep going. Keep thriving. New York is the perfect place. Like you said, you have all those network, you got cards and stuff so you can network. networking. And I don't know if you have business cards or not, but this is what I do. I gave this advice to somebody else too. When I go to like the grocery store, anywhere I go, I try to at least give out 5 cards. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to, get my name out there. So wherever you go at, just give out a card, give out your Instagram, just give out something, because you never know who you will run into or who that person
Right.
is. So just marketing and branding yourself is very, very important. And also continue to post content, because you
Right.
never know who is watching. Social media is very big nowadays. And a lot of people may not like it, but I'm talking like double tap, like it like that. But they're seeing, people are seeing. So
Right.
just continue to just put your stuff out there, put your name out there, because Chelsie, you got something here. You really, really got something here. So just continue to just strive, because Chelsie, I am rooting for you. I am rooting for
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate it. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate it because I'm like, man, sometimes it just get hard, but
It does.
I appreciate it for
It
sure.
does. It does. But don't stop. And then you was at the Wendy Williams show. Chelsie,
Yeah.
those places are your element. So just keep going. So my philosophy is be bold, be beautiful, be you. I literally say this all day. I encourage it. I live by it. I have it written at home, at work, everywhere. So what is the philosophy that you live on and stand by?
Probably like let go and let God. I remember I learned this quote when I was in like high school. This was before I even came to car. I was like going to this Christian school for ninth grade, and I learned that quote there, and I was like, hmm. But it never used to like dawn on me. Like I don't know. I used to be like, okay, I could let it go, but like I don't know what else can I do to get the situation to go differently. Like but yeah, I would just say let go and let God, and a story that I have behind this because I got the stories, but. Yeah, when all that stuff happened after Dallas, like, when I wrecked my car and stuff, I was just angry. Like, I was like, wow, um, I'm about to have to move back home after I'm about to leave my whole life alone and move back home. Like, God,
Mhm.
why? Why would you do this? Like, why would you give me a taste of what it's like to be somewhere else and then put me back into the same place? I felt like I was making like the same bad decisions all over again. And like, so I was just angry, and the fact that I was that angry, it appalls me now because I'm like, girl, look at where you at now, like So he took Dallas away from you so you could have the motivation to go to New York, like like look at you. So it just always reminds me of that meme that we be seeing on Facebook and stuff with God holding the big teddy bear and he trying to get you to give him the small one, like come on, like give me this little bitty teddy bear because I got something way bigger for you, like so.
Yes.
I was always say let go and let God because He is in control.
Well,
I
100%.
live by that.
100%.
I live by that.
Yes, we have to. We have to, and it's not easy. It's not easy to let go and let God, because a lot of times we think that He's punishing us for things when things happen. And like you said, no, He's preparing us for much bigger, greater. He sees everything before we even see it. So trust in Him, and like Chelsie said, let go and let God, for real.
Yeah.
So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I am raising money for the Knitted Knockers Foundation. And I'm asking my supporters to support me in this cause by tuning in to Love Talk all month long and donating $23 to Radiant Love, which will be donated to the Knitted Knockers Foundation. So what is
Yes.
some encouraging words that you can offer to someone that may be going through a hard time or has gone through a hard time?
I would just say keep your head up, like, always stay positive, stay prayed up, follow your dreams no matter what other people may think about it. Like, actually there's some tips down. Oh, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Always light at the end of the tunnel because, wow, I done been through like a lot of stuff since LSU. Like, I'm just like, and I done been through a lot of shit throughout life, period, in which everybody has, but I done been through so much since then. And I gave up a few times, and I'm just like, just keep it going. Because if you give
Mm-hmm.
up,
Just keep going. You
yeah,
have to.
giving up just it messes with your confidence. It messes with everything. It's just like, well, dang, I just like let it go. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just out here just bad. So, so
Yes.
I would definitely
You
say, just stay motivated, stay prayed up, do what you have to do for yourself. Like,
100%, 100%. And like you said, it gets hard. It does get hard, y'all. Like we said, keep going. Love talk is not easy. Like I'm going through the issue right now of finding out what platform to use, but I'm not stopping. Life is a marathon, not a race. So if you drop the ball, pick it back up and just keep going
Right.
forward, because it's gonna work out if you keep going. Because if you quit,
Right.
then nothing can happen if you quit. So just keep going. So Chelsie,
Right.
I just want to thank you so much for being on Love Talk. And at this point in time, I just want to open up the floor to you to say whatever is on your heart.
Okay. I wanted to say this quote because it was in like one of my favorite books. The Life Serves the Risk Taker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to encourage everybody to just always take risks. Like, even if it's a small risk, like it's something that's gonna get you a small reward, every reward counts, So yeah, always take risks, always be yourself, you know, I don't know, smile. That's the biggest blessing you could ever give anybody. Just
Yes.
smile, so I try to live my life like that.
Yes, you have to.
Develop
And you
some
never,
hobbies.
yes, yes, you never
For
know
real.
how a smile can impact somebody's life. You never
Right,
know.
right. Because I didn't have moments where I was like, I'm having a bad day, and it just felt like the world was against me. And then they had this one person that just randomly just smiled, and I'm like, damn, thank you, because I needed that. It just warmed my heart because I needed that so bad, like you don't
Yes,
even know. So I
yes,
like to live life on, what can you do to make this person's day better, even if it's something as small as giving them a smile, So
yes,
yeah.
100%. And I see Ronell sending in those hearts. Ronell was a guest on here, and she said, just pay a compliment forward. Tell someone, just give someone a compliment. Tell them how
Yes.
beautiful they are. So I'm gonna send you a compliment, Chelsie. I love your hair. I love everything
Thank
you're
you.
doing. I love it. And I just really want to encourage you, Chelsie, before we go, to just keep pushing. Keep pushing. You are doing an amazing job. You are doing awesome. When times get hard, just know that God is preparing you for greatness. So just keep going. Remember, just let go, like you said, and let God, because He is in
Yep.
control. Chelsie, you belong where you are. I'm going to post that video for y'all to see Chelsie in her element, because my girl was in her element with Megan Good, and was Tyrese there?
Tyrese was there, but I think he went to the after party, but he didn't go to the after party.
Girl,
I
I
even met
love
like
Tyrese.
Terrence J, girl, and I walked up to Terrence J. I was like, hey, you remember me? And he was like, yeah, baby, of course. I was like, no, you don't. I never met you before in my life, sir. I
Chelsea,
was like, oh my God, you remember me? I was like,
girl,
yeah.
I am weak. So just continue to just be yourself, like you said, because you have this vibrant personality that just draws people into you. So just keep being you, and I'm definitely going to try on all my heels to see the quality of
Yes.
them.
Let me know,
Amen.
girl. Let me know.
I sure will, and I look forward to just seeing you just continue to just prosper. If you need anything, call me. I have this platform that is growing. So guess what? Whenever you want to come on Love Talk, just let me know, because there's nothing to just have you on Love Talk. So just keep being you,
Thank
and I'm
you.
definitely going to be coming to New York, and I will hit you up. I don't know when, but I'm definitely coming. So wait,
Girl,
before
let
we
me
go,
know.
give out your social media platform so people could know.
My Instagram is heycheek_. I'm working on my shoe page. I have it up, but it's like private right now because I'm trying to make sure my content is how I want it to be. I want to be my own creative director or whatever. But anyways, so heycheek_, and then Facebook Chelsie Drada, and yeah, that's the only two I have.
Yes, 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 yes. And everybody, this is Charlie Draughter's big sister. Charlie was on Love Talk as well. We're going to have to get Josh on Love Talk, because Josh is a boxer. I don't know if he might do
Yeah,
an
you
interview,
gotta get
but I
Josh
am
on there.
very open for Josh being on here. And y'all just continue to just be great people. Chelsie, tell your mom and everyone I said hello, hello, hello. And you got my number now, Chelsie, so call me if you need anything. And I want to encourage y'all viewers, thank y'all for watching. Please support me in my cause by donating $23. And y'all just continue to tune in and be great people. Y'all have a great, great night. Thank you, Chelsie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.